Hello, favorite class. So today I'm going to go through the 6 different Zooniverse projects and I will show you guys kind of how to do each of them, give you a little example here. So let's start with the first one, first group here, fossil atmospheres. So I'm going to go into the folder. I'm going to go to fossil atmospheres, take us to zooniverse.org. Remember, before you even start on the project, you want to have an account with Zooniverse. It's free to make an account. I already have one and I'm already logged in. I'm JF Dezirac right here. You can then click on your profile. It'll give you all kinds of, hopefully, your stats. It'll tell me all the things I've done. Yeah, so I've done 154 classifications over a whole bunch of different projects. All right, but let's go back here to fossil atmospheres. So for fossil atmospheres, we're looking at ginkgo leaves. To get started, we want to go to classify. It's going to show me a ginkgo leaf here. This is a microscopic image of a ginkgo leaf. This isn't what they look like normally. Usually they're like green, right? This is under a microscope though. And so for all of these projects, to get started, you're going to want to go to the tutorial and you can read about what it exactly is that you're doing. So for this one, we are identifying stomas. So in this case, this is one stoma right here. Stomas are the opening holes in leaves that allow air to circulate. We also want to identify cells. Only mark normal cells that are at least partly inside the white box. There's going to be a whole bunch of these for this one, okay? So we can use a tutorial to get started. We can also use the field guide, all right? So we can click around through here to get more information. So this person counted 9 stomas and 102 epidermal cells. This person counted 7 stomas and 99 epidermal cells, okay? So not super difficult, I don't think. It's just a matter of we got to click a lot. So stomas, we got 1, 2. Do they want us to do? Let's see here. Even if it's kind of out of it, we can count it. So we'll count it. Stoma, stoma. I think those. We'll count that. We'll count that. I'm not going to count that one. Then we need to draw in our regular cells. So we click down here, we select, and now there's going to be quite a few. We need to try and click in the middle of where we think the different cells are. Some images are going to be easier to see than others. I think there's one here, 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 here. There's going to be a lot of these cells and a lot of your images. But just take your time. Normally, if I would be doing this, I would be listening to some music, kind of vibing out. It's not super difficult to do these, right? I mean, you can get 8, 10 classifications done in probably less than 20 minutes, I would think. I'm not sure. And so I'm not sure what's kind of going on here. Maybe even here and here. Regular. This image isn't super good. Their examples, of course, are much nicer. Something there. Not really sure here or here. It's okay to not know. It looks like, I think, but then I'm not really sure in here. I don't know. Did I miss any? I don't think so. Maybe here. Here. So then once you think you've got everything, you hit next. Have you marked every cell that you can see in the image? Yes. Done. And then now it takes me to, this one's actually much easier. I'll do one more here. It takes me to another image. And so that was one classification that I just did. So now I'm going to be starting on my second classification. And so I'm going to grab my stomas. Okay, I think that's all the stomas. And now these cells are much more well defined in this image. So we can grab these much more easily. You can see the cell walls. That's one cell. I would have been confused on the previous image because it almost looked like 2 or 3 would be something like this position, but it's much more easily visible here. That's one cell, I think. I think that's one. Some of these aren't perfect, but there are a lot of them overall are better in here. Yeah, like these are easy ones right here. I'll get rid of that one. Let's move that over here maybe. Here. I think there's one, maybe 2. There's got that one. I think that's all one. What else am I not sure on? Maybe right there. Here's a regular cell. Regular cell. I think. That's one. Not sure. I think that's not, well, no. It's a regular cell. I think that's all for this one. Maybe right there. I think I see one. Okay, and so this would be the second classification. That hasn't taken me too long, right? We've been at this for 5-6 minutes or so to get 2 done. So I mean, you could knock out 7 or 8, easily. Pretty quick, I think. Okay, so then I would hit next. Yes. And then I get another image. Maybe you'll find something really cool. You could then screenshot it, and then you could put it in your journal entry. Or if you can't remember what you looked at, you could screenshot those and include them. Right? It's always best to, if you can't think of what to write, take a picture, save it, and then you got what you need. Okay, but that is the first group here, the first project. So let's go back to Blackboard here. Let's go to Radio Meteor Zoo, and so we're gonna go down here to Group 2's project. Again, make sure that you are logged in. I am logged in, so I am good to go. And then for this one, I'm going to click Classify again to get started here. And so now we want to draw a rectangle around each potential meteor echo. So that's pretty neat. How do we get started? Go to the tutorial. What do we see in these images? Time is on the horizontal axis. So the x-axis, the horizontal axis, is time. And the frequency is on the vertical axis. The horizontal signal in the middle of the image is the direct signal coming from the transmitter. All right. We're looking at basically sound waves of potential things in the atmosphere. And so we're trying to identify meteors. And so meteors are going to be these kind of like bright, vertical, line kind of shapes. You want to make sure that you draw your box around it as neatly as possible. You don't want it to be too big. You don't want it to be too small. Be careful not to miss meteor echoes appearing next to the edge of the image. So on the edges. Okay. A final warning. In some images, you may see a vertical axis signal spanning the whole. These are interference signals, not meteor echoes. So again, you can go to the tutorial to get that information. The field guide also provides all kinds of useful information. So these are unusual meteor echoes. Maybe we'll find one of those. Maybe you'll find one of those. Okay, so we got our rectangle tool here, and we want to draw squares around our meteor echoes. So I think there's one. Maybe there. Maybe that. I don't know if that's one. There might be something right here. Maybe right there. And then so I hit done. And that's one classification. This one's a little bit faster than fossil atmospheres. And we'll do another one here. I see one there. You want to make sure that you grab each one individually. So there's one there. There's an interesting one. Is that one of those complex, weird ones they were talking about? Mostly long and overdense. The classifications below are not complete. The images just contain rectangles drawn as examples. So yeah, that's interesting. We found kind of a weird or unusual meteor echo already. Neat. There was one Zooniverse project that students could do, and I don't think it's currently got any more data, so we can't do it anymore. But you were looking at the night sky, and you were looking for a possible ninth planet. As you guys might know, Pluto is no longer a planet, but there's some evidence that suggests that there might actually be a true ninth planet somewhere kind of far out in the solar system. And so there was one Zooniverse project where they were trying to find the supposed ninth actual, like, real big full planet. But if it is out there, it's super far away and it's super cold, so it's super dark. There's a lot of interesting meteor patterns in this one. So if I was writing my journal entry, I might take a screenshot just to include and talk about some of the weirdness in here. I think, is that all of them? I think I really don't see any more linear. Oh, there's a few maybe right here. Yeah, but otherwise, I think that's pretty good. All right, so we finished our second meteor classification here, and so we are all set. So then we hit done. All right, and that's cool. Something's going on over here. So just keep rinsing and repeating, right? You want to get to a total of 50 over 8 different days. All right, then for group 3, we want to go back to Blackboard, right? Click on the group 3 Radio Galaxy Zoo LOFAR link right here. That takes us to the home page here. Again, make sure that you are signed in with your account. You want to click classify then. And here we're going to be looking at images, and we're going to be trying to classify and figure out if there's a black hole there, basically, which I think is really neat. And so the way we do that is that they've drawn like the solid ellipse already for us around the area that they're interested in, and then they've drawn like these kind of questionable ellipses off to the side. And so our objective here is to select all the dashed ellipses that you believe belong to the same structure as the solid ellipse. To do that, we can click, this is kind of the standard image here, this is the radio image here, and then we've got, excuse me, we've got the image without like those yellow contour lines that kind of show the radio waves on there, kind of showing you them on top of this optical image here. And so the first part then, do we think that this dashed ellipse connects with the solid? I think it does, so I'm going to put a mark there. This one makes a loop here. I think it does, so we're going to put a mark there. I don't think this one is part of the same thing. I don't think this, or that is. So I'm going to hit next. I didn't click the solid ellipse. Okay, but we got it. Good. Then I'm going to select the host galaxy. And so we're going to do that. We're going to click here. We're going to click right in the middle. Then we're going to click next. Hey, we got it done. All right. And that additional information, I think it looks pretty good. And so now we've got this one over here. Now this one we have to be careful, because this one, it's got a whole bunch of these things, and there's not really, it's almost like too zoomed out. And so this one has what we call a lot of artifacts. It talks about the artifacts like in the tutorial here, like if it looks something like this, and like stuff's gone crazy. And yeah, no, we're not gonna worry about this one. So I'm gonna hit next. I missed part of the artifacts. I missed 4 artifacts. 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. I don't know. But it is an artifact, so we will hit done there, and we should be good to go. So just basically looking at these images, trying to select if you think the dash goes in there or not. I don't think it does here. Yeah, I don't think it's part of the same thing. So I'll hit next. Host galaxy selector. Can I see anything? I guess I'll go with that maybe. That's kind of where things are coming from. Can't really see much over here in the optical image, but you got this over here. And this one looks okay, so I will hit done. Okay. I'm not sure why it's showing me the exact same ones over and over and over again. Let me go back to about. Click up here. Associate and identify. So here's one we haven't seen before. And so we've got this thing here they're looking at. We've got these dashed ones over here. I don't know if they are. I don't think well, they might be associated with that structure. So I'll go ahead and click one. I'll hit next. host galaxy. Solid ellipse may originate. I don't know. Maybe this thing here? I don't know. That's kind of the fun, like, it's okay if you get it wrong. We hit next, and this one looks okay, so we're going to hit done. All right. This image, select all the dashed ellipse galaxies. There are no dashed ellipse galaxies, so I'm going to hit next. Host galaxy selector, so I'm going to switch to the optical image. I'm going to grab this big bright spot right here. I think that's our host galaxy right there. It looks like it's big and it's bright. I'll hit next. This is almost too zoomed in though. We can't really see anything, so I'll hit next. This one. I'm gonna select, I think this one does, because the radio image kind of shows them coming together. As for optical, I'll hit next, and I have to select the host galaxy. I suspect it's that. It's the only bright spot in this solid part. And then I will hit next again. This one's okay. I don't see any of the issues with it. So I will hit, oh my god. This one's screwed up, so you'll have to make a note of that on the last one. But that's how you do the Galaxy Zoo LOFAR. So you select the ellipses that are dashed that you think are associated with the big one. Then you select if you can see any bright spots, any optical bright spots. Ugh, this one's interesting. And then the third one would be to select any issues, any artifacts, or if it's too zoomed in or whatever. Again, if you got questions about it, you can go to the tutorial. You can read through it. You can also go over here to the field guide on the right-hand side, and it will show you all kinds of examples of like too zoomed in or I don't know, what are the crazy ones that they got? Blends. Yeah, interesting. So all kinds of errors or issues that could arise that you can make note of when you're doing this one. Okay, so let's go back to Blackboard here. Let's go to Group 4. Group 4 is AI for Mars. This one's I like this one. I like all of them, obviously, but this one's cool, I think. Maybe extra cool, extra neat. But this one we're helping the Mars rovers navigate around on the surface of Mars. And so we can click classify up here, or you can click one of these four down here if you're more interested in a specific part, specific component. I'm just going to hit classify in general. For this project, we are trying to classify what exactly we see in front of the rover. What do we see in the picture of Mars, which I think is really cool. This is a finished image. I guess I'll do it and then try and find a new one. But, these are actual photographs from the surface of Mars, which I think is really neat. And then we need to try and help classify what exactly it is that we see. And so we can have sand, consolidated soils, bedrock, or big rock. Big rocks are extremely rare. Bedrock, relatively flat rock with less than 30 centimeters, 1 foot in height. Consolidated soil such that the wheels won't slip. Sand like the beach. And so we have some bedrock here. I'm going to try and grab, we just make some little kind of polygon shapes for bedrock. Different types on the surface. I don't know. There's some bedrock here. We'll leave that in. We'll say this is bedrock. We'll grab this whole area here, say it's bedrock. We've got some bedrock here. We've got some bedrock here. I'm not going to go all the way into the distance because I can't really tell at certain points. This is so cool. I wish I could go to Mars. Take me, Elon. I don't know if I'd want to live on Mars, but, for a day trip, could be fun. So that's pretty good. I don't know. I'll grab this stuff down here too, just in case. So we got our bedrock in. I'm thinking the rest of this is consolidated soil, so we'll draw, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we'll draw, some consolidated soil lines, I guess. Try and fill in, for the most part, all the other spaces. This will be a big one. Try and grab some more of this. This is cool. Like, we've got rovers on Mars that send us pictures back to Earth. You can like identify this like on a mobile device. Like, you could be in the bathroom doing this if you really wanted to. It's just awesome, right? Like, we could be looking at pictures from another planet. Just very casually. So cool. That's fine. Let's just make another shape. I don't know. Something like that, okay? And then we would hit done. And so then it gives us another image here. I'm going to go back to classify. I'm going to go to about the AI Mars thing here. And I want to go to the geology nav cam. Let's see here. All right, so here we go. This one's a little bit different. Select points to draw polygons around geological features. If this is your first time, please click on the field guide or on the right hand and review geology guide and geology labeling demo for a quick reference to category descriptions. You can click need some help below. So again, to get started, you click on the field guide over here. We have the geology class guide here. So we're looking at bedrock, pebbles, float rock, mountain, sand, vein. I think this is almost all bedrock. Elevated bedrock, float rock, layered conglomerate. Holy. It's got holes in it. Sand ripples, that's cool. Pebbles, veins. All right. So I think it's mostly just bedrock here, right? That's what I see. Lots of bedrock here. Especially like in this area. Oh, here's a follow-up question. Is the bedrock massive, uniform with no layers, layered flat? Moving up from the same direction, the rock builds them up. Layered, unsure. I don't even know if it's layered. I'm just going to say massive. Okay. Let's do, can we close this? Most of this is going to be sand, right? Lots of sand here. Looks like beach sand, so I'm just going to say sand. This tip is required. And so we just kind of, fill in as much as you can kind of see, as much as you can kind of tell. I think some of this is bedrock here. It's massive. This is rather annoying that it asks us a follow-up question every time. I think some of this is, yeah, more massive bedrock. So on and so forth. Maybe you'll find like angular or layered bedrock. That'd be really cool because layered bedrock is usually indicative of sedimentary rocks, and so maybe that's an indication of water. That'd be cool to kind of find. So I think I'm pretty good here. I'm gonna hit done, and then I'm gonna hit next. All right. So I've completed one classification then for this, and so it's not terribly hard. Just gonna kind of click and select different things. Looks like there's mostly sand here, some bedrock up here. Maybe a little bit of a sand ripple right here. Ooh, how exciting, right? And so, yeah, just kind of click through those and you get your classifications done for AI Mars. You can pick whichever one you want. I did this the general classify. It said they were completed, though, for some reason. So if you're getting a lot of those, you can click on one of these down here to get something with a little bit more variety. So maybe nobody else has seen before. Okay. Let's go back to Blackboard. Let's go to Group 5, Penguin Watch. That's how I think penguins talk. So we're classifying penguins here. And so we click classify again to get started. Make sure that you are logged in. Make sure that you have an account. Let's click classify. Here we're looking for different types of penguins. We're looking for adults, chicks, eggs, and then other. So to get started, we click on the tutorial. We can read through the tutorial. We're going to be marking all the penguins that we see. Too small to count. Ignore any penguins in the background like 1 and 2. Mark any in the foreground. Click next. And then click continue. If it's difficult to see, the image is too dark or blurry, mark the other animals shown above so that we can see how often. So that might include other birds or other humans. Mark other animals. All right. We can also click on the field guide too for different types of examples. So here's that's a cute, they got little penguins. What else they got? I don't know. Let's go Gentoo penguin. Interesting. I'm not a penguin expert by any means. Other animals and predators we might see, maybe all kinds of other birds or seals or something. Maybe we'll see some humans, right? But we want to identify penguins, so we click on adults. We can zoom in a bit. Can we pan it? Can we pan the image? Oh my gosh. Here we go. I don't see any penguins down here. No, I don't see any. So I'm just going to kind of focus in the top right corner here. Adult. That looks like an adult. What do the chicks look like again? They are not helping. Let's go back to tutorial. Chicks and eggs in the image by clicking. Chicks are real small. I think these are all adults then. I can't see any eggs. That's one. Oh, this might be a chick. It's kind of small, kind of gray. There might be 1 or 2 in here. That's an adult. Is that an adult laying down? I think that's gonna be a chick. I'm gonna put that as that. I don't see any eggs though. It gets kind of blurry the more you zoom in, unfortunately. They need a higher quality camera. And so that's one classification then. So I would hit next. And marked all the penguins. Yes. Oh, this one's much nicer. It's much more zoomed in. So we want to grab our adults first. You never know what you're going to get. Oh, it's 5 degrees Celsius here. It's a little cold. It's like, what, 40 degrees, I think, Fahrenheit, roughly. Is this a chick? What kind of penguins am I even looking at? I am not a penguin expert. I guess if you can figure out what species of penguin it is, you could look at the date. This was taken on Christmas Eve 2018. And so December, chick raising. So there might be some chicks then in this images. Okay, I'm going to say that's a chick. I think it's this penguin type. Not a penguin expert by any means. This is an adult. That looks like an adult. I don't think that's anything. There's an adult. There's an adult. Maybe just one? Not sure. But that's okay. Hit next. Yes, I have. And then I hit done. Okay. And then so you just kind of keep on rinsing and repeating it. So you got more penguins to classify, right? I've already completed 2. Just keep going on, right? You want to get to 8 penguin classifications, 50 penguin classifications over 8 unique days, okay? But that's for group 5. And let's move on to group 6, planet 4. Help scientists classify features on Mars. All right. And so we want to go up to make sure that we're logged in, right? So make sure that you are logged in with your account. That way we'll track your progress. Click classify then. And so to get information, There's no field guide here, but there is a tutorial we can click on, hopefully, yes. And so we'll be reviewing cutouts of images taken from different cameras that are orbiting Mars. So we have that Mars reconnaissance orbiter. It's orbiting the planet, taking pictures. And so we're looking at different features. In the springtime on Mars, south polar regions, carbon dioxide jets loft dust and dirt to the surface. If the wind is blowing, dark streaks or fans are created. If not, ellipse shapes, blotches form. Well, that's really neat. We need your help to identify and mark these dark deposits. And we can do that. So we select stuff with the fan tool, using the blotch tool. Good luck. I just throw it to us. Are there seasonal fans or blotches? I think, right? These look kind of blotchy. Yes, I'm going to say. Next. Again, I'm not an expert on any of this. But this looks like a blotch. I'm going to say that's a blotch. This one looks more fan shaped. So we'll try and pull it out. Something like that. This one looks more blotchy. Something like that. I don't know. Make this more of a blotch, I guess. A little blotch. Right there. All seasonal fans and blotches. This looks like a blotch. I don't know if these are fans. We'll say they are. Oh my gosh. Something like that. Something like that. Not sure if they want us to include stuff like this at all, but I will. Not sure what kind of detail level they want. But I guess I better give more data than bad. Less data. This looks like a blotch to me. Something like that. A few more of these small ones here. I think that's good. We'll hit done then. And just we keep on going then. Are there seasonal blotches? I'll say yes here. And so we got a bunch of blotches. Blotch. Blotch. We should have made it a circle to begin with. It's kind of annoying. Blotch. This one may be more of a fan. Something like that. I don't know. These are definitely blotches. Not sure again the scale of detail that they're looking for, but we'll get a good number. These are the big ones, the obvious ones. Looks like a blotch. Maybe this is a fan. Something like that, maybe. Get a few blotches down here. This looks like a fan, I guess. All right, I think that's pretty good. So then we'll hit done. Oh my gosh. Anyways, all right. So some big blotches here on this one, or maybe you see a fan. Whatever it is that you see, I guess you can select. Okay, and so that's how you do Planet 4. So we're just drawing in blotches and fans on different images. So again, make sure that you get your 50 classifications over 8 unique visits. Okay, and that's all the different classifications. That's all the different projects there are. I hope this helps you guys kind of get started and keep going on it. All right. If you have questions or concerns, you can always email me. Have a great day.